Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin is getting a small rejection back down, but nobody is showing you what this can actually mean. Let me explain. You're first of all going to see that Bitcoin only a few hours ago hit our very important golden Fibonacci ratio at approximately 69,000 US dollar area, and of course our golden pocket right here almost perfectly aligned with the liquidity level exactly above the recent high. And since then, unfortunately, we are getting a very small rejection back down of, let's just say, approximately 4%. But also right now, at what level did we experience a bounce off of only a few hours ago right here? What we can right to do? Let's go with our anchored VWAP and anchor it exactly at this specific low. And you can right to see Bitcoin only a few hours ago hit the level almost to the exact dollar accuracy, but also right now, going again with the Fibonacci retracement from the swing low right here back towards the swing high, it really does look like we hit our golden Fibonacci ratio, we hit the anchored VWAP, and of course after that we actually got some kind of a rotation back towards the upside. That is exactly what I also said in my free VIP Discord server yesterday right here, where I wrote local support level was hit. Let's see if we can get another push up. And yeah, right now we got a push towards the upside, but once again we are testing our anchored VWAP aligning with the golden Fibonacci ratio once again. And yes, later in the video I'm going to show you exactly where potentially we might be looking for another long or a buying position on Bitcoin right here, and also why this specific correction, at least as right now, is nothing really bearish. And of course because of that I'm still potentially expecting another push towards the upside in the upcoming days. But first of all, of course, we need to zoom out slightly, let's just say on the 4-hour time frame, to talk about our bigger descending channel. As you probably know, we have been paying attention to this exact channel for a very long time. Bitcoin hit the bottom of the channel right here almost to the exact dollar accuracy. Also, of course, the bottom was aligning almost exactly with the daily high time frame area of support, and since then we are right now of course also getting a rotation directly towards the top of our major descending channel. Breaking the top of the channel right here, sure, it can actually be some kind of a bullish Bitcoin indication. However, if we start breaking the channel right here, to be honest, I definitely would not be looking for another long or a buying position at the breakout. Usually you want to be buying when we are experiencing some kind of a rejection back down, because of course usually the strategy is trying to buy low and trying to sell high. People that are going to go with a breakout trade potentially out of our descending channel right here are actually going to be late to the party, and that is why later I really want to show you a nice level, a very important area of support you should really pay attention to right here. But also right now you're going to notice that Bitcoin is not only still trading in the descending channel, we can also go with our fixed range volume profile measuring the entire bottom price action with volume, and you can right to see we got a rejection almost exactly at the point of control at the biggest volume cluster, and another important volume level is coming in just slightly lower at approximately 66,000 US dollar area. So if you look like that, we are still above the value area low, we are still trading in between the upper and in between the bottom volume area of support right here. But also right now this entire rejection back down we are right now experiencing on the 4-hourly and also on the 1-hourly time frame after hitting the top of the channel, it still looks kind of corrective. What could that potentially mean? The price action might actually be forming some kind of an ABC correction before potentially continuing with another leg back towards the upside. That is why of course I do remain in my long trade on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, on XRP and also Solana, ideally looking for another push towards the upside. That is right now why I would really appreciate for you to smash up the like button, because 1000 likes are really possible right here. And of course also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Right now let me talk about another very important thing we are right now seeing on the daily time frame, and to be honest not a lot of people pay attention to this because it's not going to be a bullish but actually more of a bearish Bitcoin indication. I'm actually even going to go on the line chart right here for us to see the price action and the candle closes slightly more clearly. Also, let's apply the relative strength index or the RSI indicator on our chart, where you're right now going to see something something quite bad happening. You can notice Bitcoin, of course, for the past few days right here, has been simply forming lower highs right here. But on the RSI indicator, on the other hand, we are getting right here another higher high. What can that mean? It is actually right here a hidden bearish divergence, which simply means continuation of the trend, which at the moment is clearly towards downside, is slightly more likely. So what we are getting right now on the daily time frame, it is definitely a bearish Bitcoin indication. However, I'm not really right now flipping already extremely bearish on Bitcoin because, as we said before, we are still trading in between two very important volume levels. We are still above our value area low right here, above 66,000 US dollars, and that is simply right now why, ideally, I am still looking right here for another rotation back towards the upside before potentially, of course, we might experience another major rejection. But yeah, looking right now on the RSI indicator on the daily time frame, it is definitely not really a bullish indication of Bitcoin. It is actually a bearish and a bad sign why potentially the entire trend right here is going to resume, maybe even in the upcoming days. But the thing is, unless we are going to go below our value area low, unless Bitcoin is actually going to once again start closing the candles below 66,000 US dollars, I'm not flipping extremely bearish just yet. Also right here, what we are going to do. Let's go very simply with our Fibonacci retracement tool once again. In this case, we are going to be measuring literally the entire bounce towards the upstand. What you can right to see, almost exactly at our value area low right here, Bitcoin does have another golden Fibonacci ratio. So clearly, it is going to be a very important support area right here. Yes, if we are going to lose the golden pocket, also the value area low, major red flag. Let's look for another major rotation back down, probably below 60,000 US dollar area. But at least as of right now, yes, we are getting a bearish divergence on the RSI indicator, but support is support until proven otherwise. And currently, with such a nice impulsive move towards the upside, ideally, I would still like to see some more liquidity to be swept above our recent highs, hitting our value area high right here, at least at approximately 70,000 US dollars, before then potentially getting another major rotation back towards downside. Also right now, what if we go with the Bitcoin liquidation heat map? I'm going to refresh the website right here for us to get the latest data, and we are first of all going to go on the 3-day time frame, where we are right now going to see that yes, biggest liquidations on the 3-day time frame are actually coming in exactly below this specific low right here at approximately 66,400 US dollar area. In my opinion, still a very important level. Why so? Because what we said before, exactly below our recent low, Bitcoin does have the golden Fibonacci ratio and also the very important anchored VWAP. And this specific level, locally speaking, it is still the first very important area of support. Why so? Because what we are right now going to do, if we do apply once again our anchored VWAP on our chart, you can definitely see that historically speaking, it has been respected very nicely. But also right now, this specific level is going to be another liquidity level. Bitcoin does have its recent low exactly at this specific area at 66,400 US dollars. So what we can right to potentially say, we could potentially get in the upcoming hours literally the exact same trading setup as we got also right here exactly at the bottom, which was very simply a liquidity grab below our recent low before Bitcoin then got literally an entire explosion towards the upside. So right here, what we are going to be paying attention to, potentially break our recent low right here, grab the liquidity, and if we are then going to be able to get some kind of a reaction back towards the upside, we might already look to fire another long or buy position, stop loss below the recent low, ideally targeting another higher high above 70,000 US dollar area. That is right now why, if you want to trade with us, simply take an advantage of the free 8,000 US dollar bonus without KYC and without VPN with the second link down below in the description right here. Because when you're going to register and after initial deposit, you're going to get a 20% deposit bonus completely for free. Then also, the more you're going to trade and the better you're going to trade, the bigger rewards you're going to get. But the thing is, this specific campaign is right now valid only today and also tomorrow until February 28th. So if you want to get the bonuses, click the second link down below, you register, you deposit, you trade, and of course also you're going to get some very nice bonuses right here. Additionally, let's talk about our Bitcoin liquidation heat map on a slightly higher term time frame. For example, what if we are right now zooming out on the weekly time frame? Where are the biggest liquidations right now actually coming in? Now on the 1 week, you can definitely notice some kind of a big liquidation cluster is going to come in exactly below this specific recent low right here. But of course also some kind of bigger liquidations are also going to be exactly above this specific high. Now what if we are zooming out even further on the 2-week time frame? This chart right here is actually not as bearish. It's, in my opinion, slightly more bullish than the weekly time frame, simply because the biggest liquidation cluster right here is going to be exactly above the recent highs. That is right now why ideally right here I'm looking for another rotation back towards the upside, ideally at least towards another higher high. Why is this specific area such an important one? As we were also saying yesterday, this specific zone right here is simply going to be our local area of resistance, because when we go again with our fixed range volume profile, measuring the entire bottom price section with volume, you're going to notice value area high coming in exactly above the recent high. And right here, we don't only have one liquidity level, we also have another one, the recent high, at approximately again $70,000 area, where we do have our value area high, and as we said before, where we also do have quite a significant liquidations cluster. And that is right now why ideally, of course, we are looking right here for another rotation back up, for us to at least take some liquidity right here. And of course only then, if we do get a rejection right here, we could be expecting some kind of a rotation back towards downside. But of course, what we said before, if we are not going to be able to get a push toward the upside, Bitcoin starts losing our value area low right here, and of course also our golden Fibonacci ratio, already then it's going to be a bearish Bitcoin indication. We could be looking for lower targets, but at least as of right now, as we said before, we are trying to buy low and we are trying to sell high. Looking for a short or a sell position at this specific area, in my opinion, is really not the smartest idea. So that is of course why I'm still right now holding some very nice long positions on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP and Solana, literally on the entire crypto market, and the entry on all of those long trades actually has been almost perfect at approximately $63,000 area right here. Only if we start losing this specific zone, bearish indication, we are then going to look for lower, but at least as of right now, ideally, I'm looking right here for another rotation back towards the upside. Also right now, what if we go with our exponential moving averages on the 1 hourly time frame? Finally, Bitcoin was able to get a bullish cross on the 1 hourly time frame. 50 EMA is above 200 EMA, which right now technically means we are moving in an average uptrend. On the 2 hourly, on the 4 hourly, of course, we are right here still in a downtrend right here, but the reality is at least we are getting a bullish cross right now, some kind of a bullish indication on the 1 hourly time frame. So right now plan on Bitcoin is very, very simple. Where we are as of right now, personally, I'm not really interested to fire another short or a sell trade. The only trade personally I would right now be still looking for are going to be long positions slightly below the recent lows, but the thing is, the things are going to change only if we start losing our value area low, measuring right on the entire bottom price action at approximately $66,000, where potentially only then our bearish hidden divergence on the RSI indicator on the daily time frame right here is going to come into play. At least as of right now, support is still support, so again, we are trying to buy low and trying to sell high. That is right now why, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free $8,560 bonus, no KYC and no VPN, with the second link down below in the description, because you register, you deposit, you're going to get a 20% deposit bonus, but also the more you're going to trade and the better you're going to trade, the bigger rewards you're going to get using the second link down below in the description. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.